Hey guys, I finally got Bumblebee in the mail, so I'll be doing a review of him pretty soon. Um, just a close-up. I think Bumblebee looks better in the packaging than most other animated figures do, even though they all look pretty good in the packaging. So yeah, that is Bumblebee. I'll be doing a review of him pretty soon.
Okay, doing something a little different today. I'm starting with the robot mode first, and the comparisons and all that stuff, but I'm doing it for a good reason. Um, this guy is he's pretty difficult to transform. Actually, he's probably the hardest of all the animated figures to transform, and it may sound like a joke, but it's really not. I've transformed all these other figures that I've reviewed with relative ease. This one I was very tempted to use the instructions on, so he's a little difficult, especially for a child to try to transform. Um, they could have fixed this by maybe not making him so tall, but I actually like the challenge. He's really, if you have any alternators, he's like a mini alternator. He would be like an extra that would come with an alternator, really, because he's such a difficult transformation. Well, obviously he's not as detailed or hyper realistic as an alternator, but um, he could be like a Japanese exclusive extra that would come with an alternator. Um, anyways, for the size comparisons, um, this is, as you know, the Deluxe Prime. You know, Bumblebee is pretty tall compared to him, but that's because he's a deluxe. There's Bumblebee with a more accurate prime, and Bumblebee should be a little lower. He should be sort of to right there, I guess, but that's not too bad. He is still kind of tall, but it's no big deal. And just gonna pose him with the rest of the squad that I have so far, I guess. And that's the crew so far. Not much else to say, really. They're pretty much in scale. Bulkhead would naturally go in sort of in the back somewhere. The leader bulkhead would probably go in like right here, I guess. So yeah, that's the team, all the team together. That's the comparison. So now what I'm gonna do is transform this guy into car mode. Okay, I changed my mind. I actually want to go over something first. The overall figure in robot mode is very nice. The only articulation, in my opinion, that this figure is lacking is his arms. They don't have a pivot joint to where his arms can move to the side like that. They're just kind of stuck doing that. So his arms aren't as posable as other Transformer animated figures. That's the only downside to his articulation. Other than that, he's got really good articulation. And once again, most of the animated figures don't have articulated hands. Sorry, I said that a little fast. I'm trying to make these time limits on these damn reviews. Anyways, articulation's good. He's a pretty good figure as far as that's concerned. But this right here, you've probably noticed the stingers by now. Obviously, and something just made a noise outside, and I have no idea what it was. Get this one out. Here, okay, here's the stingers. Just want to show you the little feature. When you mash the stingers together, they form the little stinger attack that he does in the show. Yeah, it's all good and it's all fine and dandy. But the real problem with that is when you don't modify the figure, the stingers do not store the way that they should technically store. They're stored like that. which is absolutely freaking ridiculous. Sorry about the tone, but come on, Hasbro. What is with you people lately? Taking shortcuts that I've never seen before on these animated figures. You know, that should have been fixed. It's easy to do. It's easy to fix that yourself, but you shouldn't have to do something like that. What it is how you fix it is there's some little notches. Do you see the two hinges that? Let me try to get his arm a little better wrapped around. Okay. If you can see the two hinges, there's plastic right underneath the two yellow hinges connecting the stinger. You have to just drill away and cut with a hobby knife the plastic under there. Once you do that and you get everything all flush, the stinger can do this. It can go all the way down, which is the way it's supposed to be designed, but some idiot didn't properly, I don't know, perform his duty, I guess. So yeah, that's a big problem. It's easy to fix, but it's still something that's absolutely absurd that should have never even come up, to tell you the truth. Other than that, there's only one other problem, and I'll show you that in his car mode.